Is this like, I could be in Sleep Token. Ah, I could be a Vesselette. Tell me I look like I belong in Sleep Token without telling me I look like I belong in Sleep Token. If you're new here, hi, my name is Miss Megan. Get ready with me while I talk kind of about what everyday makeup is and a little perspective on it. If you'd like to join the conversation, please keep on watching. The term everyday makeup is like a very chronically online statement that has trickled its way into real life. And I understand the basis kind of what people want. They don't want to look like they're going out. They want it to look normal. Like, it's almost saying like, I want it to look like I haven't put any effort because I'm not going out. I'm just going about my everyday. I get that, trust me, except everybody's everyday is different. And I'll give you an example. My everyday shadow on my lid is going to be a either gray, cool tone, kind of brownish shade, because I don't like that appearance of lightness on the lid and color in the crease, which is very popular for people's everyday makeup. But because I know that, I can't just sit here and say, this is an everyday makeup routine, because it just doesn't make sense to me. Serumizer. Mine is almost finished. I didn't clean around my brows again. 24-hour eye base. To identify too, like, what is your skin doing? How does your skin respond to product before you even get into the conversation of what product to use? And the reason I sort of avoid answering these questions online is because, here's another example. Oh. I thought I was filming on TikTok. I'm gonna take Omega, and I'm actually gonna take, no, I'm gonna take Cork. Is that Cork? Cork and Sandstone today? Okay, so let's imagine, well, it happens often, I can't see you, right? And you said to me, what is the best, most natural, lightweight, everyday foundation? And I went, okay, Face and Body, because it is extremely lightweight in the lineup of foundations. And it has a very natural finish, like you can hardly tell that you're wearing makeup. Great, person goes, they gets it, they get home. They're like, oh, all my acne is still showing. That girl doesn't know what she's talking about. No, incorrect. You didn't tell me you have acne, because what is going to be natural and everyday for you is gonna be a lot different than somebody else. So it's just that kind of mentality and concept of why it's better to not answer these questions unless there's more information given. And again, it goes beyond, like, even in a when you're not face to face with somebody, even a few sentences is still not enough. And I think I mentioned this in another video. I need to know what your skin is like, or really this is what you need to know when you're shopping for makeup. You need to know what your skin is like, how your skin responds to what you currently have, what you normally wear, and actually how you're wanting it to be different. That really is your comparison. If you've never worn makeup before, that's a different conversation. What are the elements of makeup that is everyday for you? For some people, it could be blush, lip, brow. For other people, it could be foundation, contour, highlight, mascara. For me, bronzer, concealer, lip conditioner. I just prefer not to wear makeup. My everyday is like a smoky eye. I like that. That's why this is my like everyday palette, because these are the colors I wear all the time. But for some people, a gray eyeshadow for everyday would be nuts. When you look at skin, it can be a little bit different, because I think about blush, and you can't just say blush please is an everyday blush. You can't make that statement, because there are multiple skin tones that exist. Yes, there's a light, medium, and dark option that like read the most natural looking on skin. Blush please reason for darker skin tones. It has that kind of generalization, which is why I just will never say something is a everyday thing, because I understand the audience that I'm speaking to. Obviously we're using this today, and I want to use Goldenrod, just this one. I need to go in with brown. I'm gonna do Studio Fix powder under my eyebrow bone eventually. Take the dark, just matte brown, and put that all over the lid. Somebody who, for example, loves eyeshadow, right? And they've worn eyeshadow since they were a teenager. They love it. They wear 3. That's what they like. If you said what's an everyday eyeshadow, like what's a great everyday eyeshadow, I need to know that you wear 3 and that you're actually looking for just a different option for your crease color than your lid color. Because it could be that you have a lot of champagne colors on the lid and all your crease colors don't stand out enough. So you're actually looking for something that's a little bit deeper and closer to your skin tone versus just getting another similar looking base color for your lid. Mixing the brown and goldenrod together just to lift the crease a bit. Later in the day, so like people are also awake and I just want to be like, shut up. And as you go. And I think this is where, I don't think I've talked about it on here, but about needing to find your like makeup identity, like what is eye boogers. And that could be like, for some people, when I look at like a red lip, like some people's statement things about them are red lips. So they're going to have a red lip no matter the occasion, no matter the time of day. Red lip is what they wear. Orange lip is what they wear. Dark pink lip is what they wear. This part, I'm mixing the blacks now. That is part of their makeup identity. So that everyday conversation has to involve that. So if that person is looking for an everyday blush, it's a blush that needs to work with a red lip, not one that's necessarily just for their skin tone. But this is more food for thought when you watch other videos. Maybe after you watch this video, you sit down and think about your non-negotiables, like the things that you're not willing to give up in your routines, the things that are really important, the things that you want, and the things that you don't have, and like how do you get there? That's gonna be your connecting piece to how do I find the product that I want? Ooh, I like how that looks. I'm gonna take a smaller brush because I wanna pack on more color. And just lift that black outer corner a bit and then take the 217 to buff it out. I find too, a lot of people own a lot of makeup right now, but don't necessarily have the right tools. And sometimes it's not that you don't have the correct blush color, it's that you don't have the right tool to actually apply it to see the pigment or the application or like the shape sitting on your skin properly. But I think everybody's been conditioned to think that they need a new product. You probably don't. I really like how this turned out. This is similar to a look I did with the Dark Matter stack or the Dark Matter palette from Melt. For me, having a flat brush and a fluffy brush and an eyeshadow base is more crucial to your everyday makeup than getting the right shadow. And if you always wear something, let's say you're like, oh my God, but I always wear brown. Brown is so boring. Okay, but what direction are we going in? Are you wanting to add more color into that? Or do we need to shift the texture of the eyeshadow? Or do we need to change the undertone of the brown? So it actually is quite complex. Like there's a lot to it, but yes, anybody can answer you and say, oh, here's a beautiful everyday eyeshadow. It's called a Natural Flirt. It's like a nice shimmery champagne. If I wore that, I would hate it. It's a beautiful color, but for me, I need that incorporated into a full eyeshadow look, not just a wash of color on the eye. Okay, stunning. I'm gonna take a smidge of brown and just go into my special spot. Oh my God, there's another thing. Inner corner highlights, so popular for everyday and going out makeup. Have I shown you this mug? I was looking for a new product. I was like, yeah, I'm looking for a new everyday eye look. And you just said, oh my God, use this color called, I don't know, Nylon. It's so good as an inner corner highlight. I would throw up because nothing makes me want to die more than an inner corner highlight. I hate it on me. I hate it. I hope that that makes, like what I'm saying makes sense and you actually like sit and think about it. I hope that it changes your perspective on the content you're consuming. Are you new here? You're new here. I wear a lot of the same product all the time. We've been using the same eyeshadow palette, the same eyeliners for the last couple days. I forgot what I was gonna say and I can't run the clip back. Every single piece of makeup can be both everyday and going out. It's how you apply it. For example, coffee eye pencil is a great everyday because it's a dark brown, but to someone that could be way too much and they need to go with like skip the wait list because it's softer and has a little bit of sheen to it. There's so many elements when it comes to makeup. I'll take a little bit of goldenrod and the brown, and I'm really lightly gonna just smudge that out. And it comes down to people's experience too, right? Like, I started in the makeup industry as a cosmetician at Shoppers Drug Mart when I was in high school, like grade 9, 2009. How old am I? 17, 18? I'm 32 now, never left the makeup industry. Since 2012, I've been with MAC. So when we do the math on this, if you figure, let's just ballpark it. If you figure that over the course of my career, let's just say I did 4 makeups a day, full. Multiply that by 5. Multiply that by however many years, minimum. The amount of skin I've worked on, products I've dealt with, tones, skin types, eye shapes, brow shapes, lip concerns, eye concerns, like every single possible thing that you could have with your makeup on your face, I have dealt with. I can't make vague statements about product. And if you haven't dealt with all of that, it's just not in your like arsenal. Arsenal? I think I need a little bit of the cork. Another common thing that I hear all the time in regards to like everyday makeup is I want a nice blush. I don't know what that means. Because what is nice? Like, that's fine that that's how you're describing it, but you have to go further. What is nice? Are we looking for, like, what have you worn? What do you already wear? Trying to change. What have you had that you've hated? That's always a really good place to start. Oh my God, I feel like a little bit of, okay, this is where I like an inner corner highlight. I don't mind it with color. I just don't know if I'm feeling that today. Oh no, now that went too bright. That went too bright. I'm gonna do the inside corner here. Yeah, it's different. Even this morning before I came to do this Get Ready With Me, I'm like, but I don't have anything to talk about. But we just like me doing this. Oh no. It's okay. Goldenrod to fix the mistake. Doing these is giving me just like a little bit of a break from TikTok because it's just like too much over there. Kind of different shapes, but it is what it is. And I just like making content. I like talking to you guys. I like sharing information. Okay, that's good enough. MAC Stack waterproof on top. I don't even care. Play on the bottom. I think I got like maybe 3 more wears out of these lashes before they're donezo, because lashes start to feel sweaty when they're on, because I wear the same 2 pairs like for almost 30 days. As they get dirtier, they start to feel sweatier when they're on the eye. That's the only way that I can describe it. Those dry really quickly. Take a little bit of C2 just under the brow. Stunning. Oh my God, I just love a dark eye. Hopefully that's stuck on properly. I like didn't put that on correctly the other day. Hyperreal Balm. I find one thing too, so to get the most perfect everyday foundation or perfect foundation, it has nothing to do with the foundation formula itself. It has everything to do, oh geez. It has everything to do with how your skin is prepped. And the only way you're gonna prep your skin properly is understanding what your skin does. And there's so many people that are like, oh no, I have a cream and everything's great, but my skin is so dry. Okay, that means your skincare is not working. And that's okay, because it is a trial and error process to find kind of the best for your skin. But if by the end of a bottle, your cream is not really working, or you didn't see any type of shift, it's just not working for your skin. So you need to find something else. Don't continue to use something that's just not working for the sake of using it. In terms of like, don't go and buy that same one again. So I stopped wearing primer because Hyperreal and the Balm balanced my skin so well, where it wasn't oily, it wasn't dry, it was just normal. It's not a combination. And then when I add my foundations and the way that I do my routine using Fix Plus, staying and I'm not needing to add a primer into the mix to adjust it to work. I know that made sense. Primers tend to be temporary fixes because you haven't addressed your skin. And even if you have, you can still use primers to alter some things. Yes, my skin is balanced, but I know that I love a more shinier looking face. It's hot and humid now. I need to temporarily fix the foundation by putting a mattifying primer in the areas I get greasy. So I'm not relying on this for the longevity of the whole face. I'm being really strategic about it because I just need it. I know that it's gonna get shinier faster. If I switched to, when you have balanced skin, you can do whatever you want. If I switch to a mattify, like a matte finish foundation, I might not need this step because it's already within the foundation. If anything, I might incorporate a shiny primer. This is why it's so challenging to use multiple different brands, change your product too much, and cross everything over because you can't learn your skin, you can't learn your face, you can't learn the products, and that's where people struggle. I think the other part is of course you can just slap your foundation on with your hands, throw powder on, and walk out the door. Yeah, it's gonna be there, but your expectation of how that performs for you is gonna be a lot lower. Like, there's a reason it's called makeup artistry. And it's funny because so many people are like, oh my God, like I used to wear, you know, MAC when I was in high school, like it's all I wore. In Canada, MAC was really all that was available except for like drugstore, because like Sephora wasn't here. NYX wasn't here, Morphe wasn't here. Morphe and NYX didn't survive. They left during, either during 2020 or right before. Where's I going with this? The piece is, why do you think that it was working? It's because the products were formulated to work with each other. When you start mixing other things, it's possible, but it's highly likely it's not gonna be as nice as it could be. Oftentimes too, I hear like, oh, MAC only does makeup or has makeup for like younger people. No, makeup's literally ageless. It's ageless because it comes down to skin type and your expectations of what you want, and then finding the correct formula. And my other, like, this has kind of gone off the rails from everyday makeup, but you could be 60 with oily skin and you could be 60 with dry skin. So there's no foundation for 60-year-olds. That's where marketing comes into play, because I know there's like the age rewind from wherever, CoverGirl. Eliminate all these extra words that you're hearing and just look at what the formula is supposed to do, how it feels and how it looks. It's also like, I'm just not a negative person. Like, I don't have it in me to ever say like I hate something. Like the last time I said I hated something was Sick New World, and people hated that I said that. And it even felt unnatural to me to say it, but that's how much I hated it. When it comes to, load it into your brush. When it comes to makeup, I know that so much can work for so many different people that I would be doing the makeup community a disservice to say that something isn't good. And unfortunately, influencer style content does that. And what I don't like what I personally don't like or don't wear, is because it's just not within it's not my preferences. It's not what I wear or like or use. Not negative. I'm passionate about what I love. I'm stubborn, and I can be a hard ass. That's Strobe Dewy Skin Tint, love of my life. My time with YouTube when I was like watching YouTube was 2006 to 2010. Like, I was very early on. So I was never watching it during the 2016 era. Something I did do was I stopped following back then people that were pushing product or pushing looks that I didn't like. I started following like alternative makeup artists, or just people who liked makeup, so I could look at makeup through their eyes. Or I was following people within the MAC community. I just wanted to see makeup on stylized how I liked to see it. So I feel like that's a shift that people should start to take, not to eliminate seeing a lot of product. It's to detox what you're seeing online. The first two people I can ever really remember following was Orpha, I think that's how you say it, from Melt, and Sandra Deluxe. They all worked for MAC at some point. Because the way that they stylized their makeup, I could tell that they had their own makeup identity. They did their makeup in a certain way, and I loved it, and that spoke to me. So I went down that route instead of going down the route of like influencer content. I think I'm doing the same blush I did yesterday too, so the light palette. But I'm gonna put on Tech today. I'm gonna put it over top of this. And then sometimes I started just, and this was like specifically on Instagram, people who only showed like macro versions of their work. Holifer, H-O-L-I-F-E-R. And I also just really love texture in makeup. A little bit of Studio Fix Tech. Very little. I like being told something is an everyday product just doesn't, it's not. To make that answer digestible, you lean towards things that are like more of a natural coverage, tinted moisturizers, BB creams, things like that, radiant products. I don't know. But I'm not here to be digestible. I love Studio Tech. With a little bit more blush. I think even the cream conversation is huge. People will say they love cream products because it looks more natural on the skin, it sits smoother. But there's people who are like, cream makes me want to barf. Like I would never work with something like that. I wear powders. So again, that's why there's no such thing as like things looking more natural. I think where the term natural can come in is like a finish. So like Studio Fix Tech has a natural matte finish where Studio Fix Fluid has a more blurred matte finish. Both foundations can be worn naturally, but there's a difference in their finish. Tap in a little bit of the peachy color, just for no reason, just because I want to. A nice little mix. What am I doing next? Probably under eye. I'm lazy, man. Bright Forecast, color correct under the eye area. I was editing my other video back. I really liked how this brush looked. Stuns. Love it, lock it in. The craziest part is I use less Fix Plus now because there's so much coming from Hyperreal. There's so much coming from the formulas now. It's fine. It's gonna save me in the long run. Haus Labs concealer. What Sleep Token song was that? Like so beautiful. So beautiful, so obsessed. I just need that to sip for a moment. Global Glow, like a sweet kiss from a man. Yeah. And my chin. Highlight. I stopped wearing powdered highlighter. I think we all go through phases of that. I wasn't gonna be feeling the blue if I added that. Love it, lock it in. Blush. That was the other thing, my blushes were starting to look muddy because the brushes were so dirty and I don't wanna clean them because this is the best when it's dirty, except there's two, if I want it to look pink, I have to use a different brush. Do I wanna add anything else? Yes. Because I really enjoyed it. Humor Me as a contour powder. Stunning. That was a little much. Okay, line. A little under here. Thank God I didn't do the blue because I have to film a specific video tonight and I've been really pissed off if I had the blue on. Translucent Pro Satin Blur. I start around the bottom so that there's less product in the very center of the face or like under the eye. I'll go back in with more, but that initial, I won't touch the under eyes first. Oh my God, so pretty. Still like really perfect looking in person and it drives me crazy. But that's, again, that's like a preference thing. What's the best loose powder? There's no such thing because this is an amazing loose powder, but it's too matte for me. Amazing touch-up product actually. In New York, filming with Mac, he obviously, because like the lights are so hot and it was so sweaty, I had to get touch-ups where I was getting shiny, we probably, in a 6-hour period, put that powder on like every couple hours and it never caked up. It just like sits really nicely, mattifies when the oils break through again. Adding it on top, it was beautiful. My skin's still a little bit wet, so I'm not gonna do Fix Plus right now. I'm just gonna go right in with the Studio Fix powder. Forgot to use this the other day. Stay Over Final. Love it, lock it in. And now we'll do my brows. Stud for definition. Oh, I made that really long. That's okay, who cares? I love it. What am I gonna do on my lip today? I have been missing one of my babies badly. Hodge Podge. It's just such a beautiful color. Only did I move the stone that was supposed to be a desk stone, I think I lost it. And by lost, I mean it's like it fell off of something and rolled somewhere. I don't know. Yeah. Oh yeah. I feel hot. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this opens up a new world for you and a different perspective on like what is everyday makeup, what is your everyday makeup, and what are some questions that you have to start asking yourself before you start buying more products. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a post. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram, all under the same name, @Miss Megan Robinson. And until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.